Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! The NFL world has been turned upside down, and the buzz is deafening. John Harbaugh, the man who built the Baltimore Ravens into one of the most consistent and respected franchises in the league, is heading north to take over the Buffalo Bills. You heard that right. After 16 seasons in Baltimore, countless playoff runs, and a Super Bowl title, Harbaugh is reportedly set to don the royal blue and red. The move comes as a complete shock, especially given the stability Harbaugh has brought to Baltimore over the years. Fans are in disbelief, players are reacting on social media, and insiders are saying that this might be one of the boldest coaching shakeups in recent NFL memory. Imagine that defensive mindset, that gritty football culture, now being injected straight into Buffalo's DNA. The Bills, who have flirted with greatness but stumbled when it mattered most, may have just landed the very figure who knows how to turn heartbreak into hardware. The energy around the league is chaotic, and you can almost feel the ripple effects from Baltimore to Orchard Park. One city is mourning, another is celebrating. The Ravens are losing a legend, and the Bills are gaining a general. Nobody saw this coming, not even the insiders who usually catch whispers months in advance. According to people close to the situation, tensions between Harbaugh and the Ravens front office have been simmering for a while. Philosophical differences, they say. The team wanted to evolve offensively around Lamar Jackson's dynamic talents, while Harbaugh, ever the defensive traditionalist, reportedly clashed with the vision for a faster, pass-heavy system. That friction, subtle at first, may have reached a breaking point after yet another playoff exit. Baltimore wanted a reset. Harbaugh wanted respect for what he'd built. Then, in swooped Buffalo, a team desperate for an edge, desperate for toughness, desperate to fix a defense that kept cracking under pressure. The Bills brass apparently wasted no time once word leaked that Harbaugh was available. Within days, private meetings were held, and what began as exploratory talks turned into a full-court press to bring him in. And just like that, a franchise known for heartbreak might have found its heart. For Buffalo fans, this is the jolt of adrenaline they've been craving. Think about it. This is a franchise that has lived on the edge of glory, only to watch opportunity slip through its fingers season after season. Josh Allen has carried the offense with raw power and highlight reel throws, but the team has lacked that hardened identity when games turn ugly. Harbaugh brings precisely that. His teams hit, grind, and refuse to quit. Under his leadership, even backups and no-names become disciplined soldiers in a larger war. That's the kind of mentality Buffalo has missed. And it's not just about defense. Say what you will about Harbaugh being old school, but his adaptability over the years has kept Baltimore competitive no matter the roster. If he can merge that experience with Allen's arm and a hungry Bills locker room, we might be talking about a completely new chapter in Buffalo's football history, one built on accountability, intensity, and a defense that finally matches its quarterback's fire. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, emotions are raw. Players are stunned, fans are heartbroken, and the organization finds itself standing at a crossroads it hasn't faced in over a decade. Harbaugh wasn't just a coach. He was a culture architect. He took a team known for Ray Lewis and Ed Reed's legacy and managed to keep it relevant long after those icons retired. His departure isn't just about a job change. It's the end of an era. Reports suggest that some veterans found out through social media, which has only deepened the sting. The Ravens, proud of their internal loyalty, now face tough questions. Who steps in? How do you replace stability with uncertainty without losing the locker room? And perhaps most hauntingly, did they make the right call letting a proven winner walk? Around Baltimore, the talk radio lines are lighting up, and fans can't decide whether to curse the front office or thank Harbaugh for everything he gave them. What makes this whole situation even more fascinating is the strategic fit. Harbaugh isn't just another coach looking for a paycheck. He's a builder. The Bills, for all their offensive fireworks, have lacked that signature grit since Sean McDermott's defense began showing cracks. In that sense, Harbaugh feels like the perfect counterbalance to what's been missing. League insiders are already speculating about who he'll bring with him. Will he lure some of his longtime assistants for Baltimore? Could we even see familiar faces like Greg Roman or Wink Martindale back in the mix? Imagine a Bills defense running those aggressive, blitz-heavy schemes in the swirling winds of Orchard Park. It's a nightmare scenario for opposing quarterbacks. The AFC East, already tight, just got meaner. The Patriots are rebuilding, the Jets are chaotic, and the Dolphins rely on speed. But now, with Harbaugh in charge, the Bills might be shifting the power dynamics entirely. And make no mistake, this move isn't just about X's and O's. It's about identity. Buffalo has long been the underdog story, the frozen fortress that never quite delivered the big moment. With Harbaugh's arrival, the tone changes. He brings credibility, toughness, and that relentless pursuit of discipline. Players respond to him because he demands accountability while backing them completely. That's rare in today's NFL. The locker room will feel his presence instantly, from the first meeting to the last whistle of training camp. His mantra, "Play like a Raven," is bound to evolve into something new, "Fight like a Bill." It's poetic, almost cinematic. You can already picture those blue-collar Buffalo fans packing Highmark Stadium, waving flags, and screaming their lungs out for a team that finally mirrors their city soul. If this works, it could redefine what Buffalo football means for a generation. Now here's where things get spicy. The rumor mill isn't done spinning. Some insiders claim this move was brewing quietly for months, under everyone's noses. Apparently, Harbaugh and the Bills ownership group had mutual admiration long before things soured in Baltimore. There were whispers exchanged during the offseason, casual conversations at league events, and a sense that both sides were intrigued by the idea of working together someday. When Buffalo's postseason dreams collapsed again in heartbreaking fashion, those quiet exchanges started to sound a lot more serious. The Bills needed leadership. Harbaugh needed a new challenge. The stars aligned, and what looked like an impossible long shot suddenly became reality. And you can bet this wasn't just about football, it's about legacy. Harbaugh wants to prove he can win again in a different city under a different system. If he pulls it off, he'll be remembered not just as a Ravens legend, but as one of the greats who could conquer anywhere. Inside sources also suggest that Harbaugh was given full control over defensive operations, something he's reportedly craved for years. In Baltimore, he had to balance power with his coordinators and the front office, which sometimes led to compromises he didn't fully agree with. In Buffalo, that leash might finally be gone. Word is he's already handpicking a new defensive staff, people who share his aggressive philosophy. The Bills' locker room might be in for a culture shock. Harbaugh's practices are infamous for their intensity. No wasted reps, no easy days, no shortcuts. For some, that'll be invigorating. For others, exhausting. But in a league where talent alone doesn't win championships, maybe that's exactly what Buffalo needs. You can't outflash Mahomes or outscheme Belichick forever. Sometimes you just have to out-tough your opponent. Harbaugh knows that formula better than anyone. Of course, there's risk involved, big risk. Harbaugh's style isn't for everyone, and his tenure in Baltimore wasn't without friction. Younger players sometimes struggled with his old-school tone, and front office executives didn't always appreciate his insistence on loyalty over analytics. In Buffalo, those same traits could either unite the team or divide it. This move could be brilliant, or it could implode spectacularly. But that's the thing about Harbaugh. He doesn't play it safe. He embraces the fire, thrives in the chaos, and somehow always manages to get his guys to buy in. That's his secret sauce. You might not like him at first, but by the end of the season, you're running through a wall for him. For a franchise that's come so close, yet fallen short so often, maybe taking that risk is worth it. Because safe hasn't worked. Bold might. Meanwhile, the Ravens are scrambling to pick up the pieces. They've built a roster around Lamar Jackson's prime years, and losing the man who held it all together could leave a leadership vacuum. Early reports hint that the Ravens will promote from within, though fans are already calling for a splash hire to match the drama of Harbaugh's exit. Whoever steps in has enormous shoes to fill. Imagine replacing the guy who brought you a Super Bowl, a culture, and a brand of football respected across the league. That's no small task. Baltimore has always prided itself on resilience, but this test feels different. They're not just replacing a coach, they're redefining who they are. And as the AFC gets tougher, they can't afford to stumble. The irony? Harbaugh's new team might be the very one standing in their way come playoff time. Around the league, reactions have been electric. Coaches are texting each other in disbelief. Analysts are debating every angle, and social media is on fire with memes and hot takes. Some are calling it a betrayal, others a rebirth. One thing's certain. This move has injected pure drama into an already unpredictable NFL landscape. Imagine the storylines. Harbaugh returning to Baltimore as the Bills' head coach, facing the franchise he once led to glory. You can almost hear the primetime announcers hyping it up. The student of defense returns to challenge the house he built. The ratings for that matchup will be through the roof. And let's not forget, the AFC just became even more cutthroat. Every contender now has to game plan for a Buffalo team that's not just talented, but mean, focused, and coached by one of the most respected minds in football. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. So what does this all mean moving forward? It means the NFL just got a little wilder, a little less predictable, and a lot more interesting. John Harbaugh in Buffalo isn't just a headline. It's a statement. It's a signal that the Bills are done being the lovable, almost champions. They're ready to get dirty, to fight, to redefine who they are. And for Harbaugh, it's a chance to prove that greatness isn't tied to one city or one roster. He's chasing legacy, and Buffalo's giving him the canvas to paint it. If this gamble pays off, it could reshape the balance of power in the AFC for years to come. But if it fails, well, the fallout will be just as fascinating to watch. Either way, buckle up, because the storm rolling into Buffalo isn't just snow this time. It's John Harbaugh, and he's bringing thunder. The ripple effects of this move are already spreading beyond the AFC. Around the league, general managers and owners are reportedly reevaluating how much control top-tier coaches should have. Harbaugh's deal, rumored to be one of the richest coaching contracts in NFL history, gives him unprecedented authority over personnel decisions. That's rare in today's league, where front offices usually hold the power. But Buffalo's ownership clearly believes that if you're bringing in a proven winner, you let him build the program his way. It's a gamble rooted in respect, and perhaps desperation. After years of close calls and playoff heartbreak, the Bills are clearly signaling they're all in. The city, the fans, even the players are rallying around the move. Josh Allen reportedly reached out personally to Harbaugh, expressing excitement about the future and promising to buy into whatever system the new coach installs. That alone says a lot. When your franchise quarterback embraces change this quickly, it can unify an entire locker room. So while critics focus on potential conflicts and culture clashes, Buffalo is betting on chemistry, leadership, and belief. And let's be real, this story is far from over. The coming months will be filled with speculation, adjustments, and the inevitable growing pains of seismic transition. Training camp will be under a microscope, preseason games will draw national attention, and every press conference will be dissected like playoff tape. Harbaugh's demeanor, his comments, even his sideline interactions will be read like tea leaf for clues about the team's direction. But deep down, there's an undeniable excitement. The Bills have always been tough, but now they might become something scarier, disciplined. If Harbaugh can harness Buffalo's raw passion and combine it with his methodical, relentless coaching style, this could be the beginning of a dynasty. Maybe not flashy, maybe not pretty, but powerful. The kind of football that leaves bruises and builds legends. One thing's for sure, the NFL just woke up and all eyes are now locked on Buffalo. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.